Hey everybody, I apologize right off the bat. I noticed that this says full stack web developer. This is supposed to be a presentation on full stack web developers. Promise it's not like that through the whole thing. So without further ado, let's go ahead. So what is a full stack web developer? The short answer is full stack web developers are experts, both in the front end and the back end. The key really here is that they are experts. They know the ins and outs of both, and they can collaborate on projects without even touched the front end and know what they're talking about for the front and the back and how to optimize a website the best. So as we know from our current class, front-end developers are HTML, PHP, CSS, JavaScript. They're all the things that you see and interact with on a web page. That's all we're doing in our current class. That is just front-end developer, which in and itself, tons of jobs. Back-end developers specialize in the server side. The two most common ones are MySQL and MongoDB. So full stack developers are jack of all trades. They know HTML5, CSS3, HTML, all of that, JavaScript, Amazon, machine learning, MongoDB, Scala, like all of these different things really colliding together. Why Android and iOS are on here is their applications and the machine learning. So your AI software at your house, they have to know all of it now. So in short, full stack developers, person who can develop both client and server software, they need to be able to program a browser using JavaScript, jQuery, which we're doing this week, jQuery anyways. Program a server, Python or Node and PHP are the more popular ones. And then program a database. So that's where you get SQL, MongoDB. I'll actually show you a little bit about the database. I'm going to use Amazon Web Services at the end here. I don't think it's on this list. It was on this one here. You see Amazon. That's Amazon Web Services. So why become a full stack developer? Diverse growth opportunities. Full stack developers are super in demand because they are technically cheaper to hire, and you get the full package, front and back, all in one. You don't have to buy both. So by 2024, it's suspected that the amount of jobs for full stack developers is going to go from 135,000 to 853,000. And I think the 135,000 number was pulled in like 2014. So you can already imagine where it's at now, guys. That's a serious increase. And honestly, that's kind of surprising. I think that's got to be US only because there's probably millions of jobs for them right now. So according to ZipRecruiter, the average salary is 58,000, and the salary for mid-levels is 97,000, which is a pretty comfortable wage right there. Experienced full stack developers draw about 116,500 per year. A little bit more about their pay, guys. So Intel scanned 30,000 job advertisements for 3 years, and they concluded that the average pay package of full stack developers in the United States is 113,000. That's the average. There are jobs that will pay like 180,000 for full stack developers. If you get a really good job and you've been working there for a lot of years, you do have to probably do like, I bet they're looking for like master's degrees at this point, guys. That's a problem with the economy. Not full stack developers, but so if you're not completely sold, I didn't do my job very well, but I want to spend a couple minutes just going over what the back end looks like. So I'm going to open up here. Just pull up this link here, sign into my console. So this is Amazon Web Services, as you can see. Pretty crazy. I uploaded here a static page. So here is just you can see I have an HTML page, HTML page, HTML page, HTML page. It is a 4-page site. Here's a folder. Here's a bunch of, there's our normalized CSS. So I'm going to admit, all I did was find a boiler template offline, pull it, responsive CSS, style CSS. All I did was find this CSS file, this template, pulled it, and dropped it in here. And now Amazon is hosting my website. So here you go. WDD 230 bucket. I'm sure if I pay the money, they'll let me change this. I honestly, the difference here, maybe I don't even have to pay them. I don't know. So you guys remember last week, one of the students talked about WordPress. The big difference between like, why wouldn't you just host it with WordPress, is because of this database. So Neptune, Elasticache. I've used Elasticache before, RDS, and this is where you get to control everything. You get to control what countries look at your website. You get to control just everything. So you can also, I was working on this. I didn't complete it because you'll notice step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So I'll show you a little bit of it was on step 5. No, must have been, still on step 3. So look at this. Got to run a bunch of lines of code, but once it's done, I was actually working on using Visual Studio Code. This is what most people in the industry use right now. I think it's one of the hottest ones right now. But here's the website. So I'll show you. Here it is on. I've already synced my GitHub to Visual Studio Code. I made a completely new repository. Best Pet Shop. Change that to. My niece calls me Uncle Pete. So Uncle Pete's Pet Shop. Using live server, so Uncle Pete's Pet Shop. I don't love the way it looks. I would probably combine Pet Shop and that together, which if you really want to get fancy, you got your JS file. Okay, so to be completely honest, I don't know where it is. I could go find it. Maybe it's here. 38px. Change something. Something got smaller. But you get the point. So with that, I can then push my code to GitHub, and GitHub will then, I believe, be able to deploy it from Amazon. So then it's here. So you connect it through all of this. I don't fully understand it yet, guys. There's so much about the back end. But then I have all of the controls of, let's just take a look at some controls. So there's machine learning. So, who even knows? Developer tools. I mean, so I'll just show you, like, it asked me earlier today if I wanted, public access to this. I could choose what places in the world can see it. You get so much more control over this stuff, whereas WordPress dictates all of that for if you decide to host with them. Amazon fraud detector, that sounds fun. Oh, look, they're working on AR and VR. Amazon means they're going to push everyone else out of the industry. But security, the huge huge stuff about security. You get to control all of this. And honestly, I've never used Amazon stuff, so this is all confusing. I would hate to use Amazon stuff. That's just my own prejudice. But there you go. You get to see a little bit of inside a back end thing, and that's what they really mean by like you are proficient. This is like learning a language. Who knows half this stuff? If you do, write down a comment. I'd be super interested to know. The only things I've ever done is build some servers and program it with like Windows. What are they using right now? Windows 2011 R2. I think that's the current server software. Anyways, so there you go. Full stack web developers, super hot, but a lot of more that you have to know. Plenty of jobs for front end, plenty of jobs for back end. This is a lot bigger of a field. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.